Wednesday, Flosstube. Hello, crafty friends. It is Wednesday, April 15th today. I wanted to start off today with a little conversation that I was hoping to have with Katie and Sam. Katie and Sam, you've heard me mention Sam before. Sam is a 4-year-old little boy who really likes Luna and he likes a lot of the things that I share on my channel, and so he watches with his mom. And he has Katie, I think, Katie, are you 6 years old? He has an older sister whose name is Katie, and their mom sends me messages of things that they talk about my videos and questions that they have. And the other day, Sam and Katie, I saw your picture where you were all dressed up in your Easter clothes, and I must say, you looked marvelous. What a beautiful picture that was, and I was really happy that your mom shared it with me. Well, Katie's mom sent me a message last night and said that Katie was a little bit concerned when I was going outside. She wanted to know whether I had a mask to wear when I went outside. And so Katie, I thought I would show you my mask today, because I do have a mask and I made it all by myself. So I thought you might like to see me put it on. I made it myself and it's bright pink. And look, on the other side, it's gray. This is one of my favorite fabrics. So I put it on the inside. It's like it's bright and cheerful on the outside, and then one of my favorite fabrics on the inside. And I put some elastics on the outside and some little pleats on the ends. Now, when I put it on, I have to be careful, because if I'm not careful, it can flip my glasses right off my face. And so I have to take my time when I put it on, and then I hook it around the back arms of my glasses carefully, so we don't have glasses across the room. And then if I pull it down a little, and then I can still see. There's my glasses, and there's my mask. So what do you think? What do you think, Katie? Does that look okay? I just wanted you to know that I was so happy that you were so kind and concerned about me wearing a mask outside. So I wanted to make sure that you saw that I did indeed have a mask, and I'm very careful when I go outside, as well as wearing my mask. The most important thing that I do when I go outside is I make sure that I stay not too close to people. You have to keep there's a specific amount of space. You're supposed to stay away from other people, and I always make sure that I'm really careful about that. And the most important thing that I do is every time when I come back inside the house, even if I go outside to check on the magnolia tree, when I come back inside, the first thing that I do is I go into the washroom and I wash my hands. And while I'm washing my hands, I sing happy birthday, nice and slow, all the way through 2 times. And I make sure I soak my thumbs and the backs of my hands and all the way up my wrists and even under all of my fingernails. And then I rinse them carefully. And then I put on some hand lotion when I'm done. So I wash my hands, I wear my mask, and I don't stand too close to other people. But I don't really go out very often. When I went to the vet on Monday, that was probably one of the very few times in the last month that I've been away from home. But I just wanted to say thank you for being concerned. And really, you did something really wonderful. When you were concerned about something, you asked your mom. You went to your mom and you asked your mom. Instead of being worried about it inside, you went and you had your chat with your mom. So, well done, Katie. And Sam, you're pretty lucky to have such a great big sister. I have a little brother too. His name is Sevan. He's not so little anymore. We're both grown up now, but we're still good friends. So one day, when you and Katie are all grown up, I'm sure you're going to be good friends too. And thank you. Thanks to Katie and Sam's mom for sending me these little bits of pieces of conversations that are happening in your home when you're visiting with me, because it means a lot to me that that we're connecting like this. So thank you. Okay, so now, because I was wearing my mask, I'm going to put it in the washing machine, and I'm going to wash it so that it's clean and ready for the next time that I have to go outside. I have a few. That's not the only one that I have. I have a few, and you have to make sure that they're always nice and clean. Okay, crafty chat. I have a few different things to share today. The first thing is, I promised I would unroll Sevan. I also promised I would unroll Frosty Forest, but that's not going to happen today. But I did unroll Sevan, and I'll get to Frosty Forest in a minute. I did not put any more stitches in, so it doesn't have any more progress complete than the last time I shared it. But I have unrolled it so that you can see the whole thing in its full glory. It's so beautiful, and the light is a little bit better today, so if I sit back you can see those colors a little bit better. Oh, they're so beautiful. What I will do is I will post a list of the DMC colors in the drop down box below in case you're interested in combining these colors for yourself, because they're just, I think it's a really, really nice combination. See? If I turn it this way. It's another one of those strange days where it's sunny and cloudy and sunny and cloudy. We even had some really, 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 really tiny snow, I wouldn't even call them flakes, just little teeny snow bits. We are supposed to maybe get some more snow, so I'm thankful that my magnolia still isn't all that much more opened today. So yeah, it's halfway complete now. Almost. I mean, I'm giving myself the fact that this is more than halfway complete because these motifs still need to be finished here for it to be completely halfway, all the way up. So this needs to be finished. And then upwards I go. So, pretty pleased with that. And Frosty Forest. Remember yesterday I said I would like to stitch the tree? Well, I almost finished the tree. Look. Look. Haha! I almost finished that giant tree. I only have just a few more rows at the very top of that tree. And then I need to add some snow on the branches, and there's a couple of little snow. I like to complete as I go, so I want this whole corner to be complete before I move on over. Sometimes, if I'm feeling that way. Other times I just I stitch all over the place. I don't know. You kind of go with what you're feeling at the moment, right? There, I'll sit back and then you can see. So the reason why I didn't take this off today is because I want to finish this small, not the whole thing. Let's not be crazy. But I want to finish this Snowy Foxes chart before I take this off the frame and roll it up and put something else. I think I might go back to, remember the Warm Winter Woolens? I might put that one back on because it's a smaller chart, and it would be nice to get a nice bit of progress on that. But these, I can't easily take out, I guess I could, but I really am happy with the tension on my front. Even though it's a bit loose, I'm happy with where it is right now, and I want to get right back to stitching it later this afternoon. So Sevan, I don't know, I might get back to Sevan this weekend, but I have a lot of reading to do, and I also really want to finish this because I have something super exciting that, if all goes according to plan, I'm going to have a new start on Monday, and it's super exciting. And I know I haven't mentioned it before, but you might think back to remembering when I said there might be something going on with Glendon Place, Cheryl at Glendon Place, and I bet you thought that it was going to be another collaboration bag set with Evertote. It's not. It's not. So if I get everything in time, then I will have something to share with you on Monday. And I would really like to finish this before then. I want to finish something before I have another new start, even though I still feel like if you want to start it, you should start it. But I'm also feeling like I just had a new high tea start that was massive, and at least I could finish something small. So Snowy Foxes. Surely I can finish that. And then once that is done, I'll take it off the frame and I'll share it with you. Again, I forgot to tell you the details about it. You have to remember, I say these things every day, and I know full well that not everybody watches these every day. And then the people who don't watch every day are curious about these things, and then I have to, then I feel bad that I haven't told you about it. So quickly, this is the called for fabric. These are the called for threads. So I think this is a gray pearl linen, the called for, and then each of these charts, they are sold individually. Each of them calls for 1 or 2 of the overdyed cotton, and the rest is DMC, and they're all the called for. Sevan is a 16 count off-white Aida with all of the called for colors, and it is a pattern by Landmark Tapestries and Charts. And the best place to find those charts is www.celtichobbies.com, and there you can find the owner of the shop. Her name is Claire. It's an online shop. She's a lovely lady. She also sells Sampler Cove patterns if you're looking for those. And I have a funny feeling that Dido is going to be coming out again very soon, in the next week or so, to play. Dido is one of a set of 4 charts, and I love it. And I really, really, really want to get back to it. It's a geometric design. It's only 2 colors. It's so much fun to stitch, and I haven't worked on it since January of last year. Well overdue to get back to it. Okay, the other thing stitching wise that I wanted to talk about today was I had a comment yesterday, and oh, I didn't show you here's the chart for Snowy Foxes, just because it's so cute. And that's my end goal, folks, right there. That's what we're going for. I had a viewer leave me a very, very good question about hoop marks yesterday. And frankly, to be completely honest with you, it was exactly the same thing that was on my own mind, but I hadn't really said anything about it. I'm not usually a hoop user. In fact, using that Hardwick Manor hoop since, when did I picked it up off of a freebie table at the retreat that I went to was it the end of October or beginning of November? And I simply tried it out. I brought this here. I used it on a few things, but I mostly used it to work on my Frederica. And you'll notice on my Frederica, there's no hoop marks. So Frederica ironed out really nicely, because the question that this viewer had was about washing your project to get rid of the hoop mark. Because I'm using, of course, the specialized silk, and it most likely is, you know, not color fast, though it silks for you. Even if a product says it's color fast, I'm not tempted to want to risk it. When you're talking about a project that is this big and you're using a raspberry or a red colored silk or floss or cotton or anything, this is a hand-dyed fabric. Now, Juka says that her fabric is color fast and that you can wash it and it should remain, it should look exactly the same once it comes out. However, I usually work fairly clean. You know, I wash my hands before I start stitching. I stitch in the ditch, so that what that means is do you see how I have my fabric loaded on here? See how the inside of the fabric is on the excuse me, the stitching, the work in progress is on the inside, and the back of the stitching is flush against the thing. So when I'm working, if I'm ever holding the stitching, I'm holding the back of the work. This is the back of the work, and the actual stitching itself is rolled up on the inside and protected. So even when I was stitching with the hoop, I was doing it the same way. So I'm handling the outside of the fabric, not the actual top part of where the stitching is. So I wash my hands. I don't eat while I'm stitching. It's a great distraction from the fridge at the moment. And so I generally tend to work very clean. I can't remember the last time I actually washed a piece before framing it. I simply iron it and stretch it and call it good. But I was worried about this fabric and the hoop mark that this was going to leave, because so what I did was I decided to take it out of the hoop and iron it, and I will be continuing this project on stretcher bars because I am concerned that it's going to leave hoop marks. Because look, I did take it off and iron it, and there is a bit of a mark. Now, I did not have my hoop wrapped in twill tape. Now, apparently, and because I've never done it, I can't claim that this is 100% never going to leave a hoop mark, but the current people who use these, I know Vana uses a Hardwick Manor hoop that's wrapped in twill tape. She even has a wonderful tutorial. She shows you exactly how she wraps her hoop with twill tape. She says, and other people who use them say that they don't leave hoop marks. I didn't have any twill tape and I was too impatient to wait, and so I just started using it. And as you can see, there is a little bit of a hoop mark. But I also wonder if, because on my Frederica, no hoop mark. I mean, I think if you maybe looked in, so I'm gonna look at it in the light here. I don't see any hoop marks. No hoop marks at all. But when I feel the fabric itself has that slightly looser weave. You know how some fabrics feel a little floppier than others? And other fabrics feel a little bit more stiff. So maybe there's a little more sizing in this fabric, though, you know, these fabrics are washed. So I don't know if it is sizing. I'm just guessing here. But this Jukus's fabric feels just a little bit, but it's also a higher count. It's a much higher count. This is a 40 count, whereas that's a 28 count. So, long story long, this one I'm no longer going to use a hoop on. I am going to use stretcher bars for it, but I am going to continue to use a hoop on the one that I know it won't leave marks on. And I'm still not going to worry about washing it when I'm done. So, I hope that helped somebody. I'm not even sure that there was any useful information in there. Just more likely just me thinking out loud is probably where we're at here. But anyways, I thought it was a great comment and question, and it's definitely something that had been on my mind as well. And so I appreciated the comment. Okay, last thing to tell you and show you, because I'm keeping myself accountable by you. Alias Grace, we are having our book discussion this Saturday. Plans have changed. I just spoke with Letitia about an hour ago. It's no longer going to be a Zoom meeting where we all talk to each other. She is going to go live on Facebook, and then we can chat with her, like typing in our comments and questions and stuff, and we'll do the conversation that way. I think. I'm pretty sure. All of the details on Saturday's meeting will be on the Facebook group. And again, that's cross stitchers who like to read. The information is in the drop down box below. So this is Margaret Atwood, Alias Grace. I did watch the trailer this morning for the mini-series, and now I'm super excited to finish reading the book so that I can watch the mini-series, because it looks really, really good, but I can't watch it. I know Cheryl left me a comment. Cheryl is the lady who sent me the milk glass frog container. It's like a milk glass candy dish, but I use it for scissors and my thread, and I use it every day, and every day it makes me smile because I think of Cheryl. And she sent me a cheeky comment yesterday, and she said, well, you know, there is a Netflix series now, you could just go and watch it. I just can't do it. I have to read the book. And so there you go. Look, I spent a lovely hour this morning. It was really, really nice with my coffee and the book, and I am almost halfway. I am really enjoying it. And I have to tell you, this morning, I think it's the routine, it's the habit. I have been doing a little bit of reading every day, but this morning, that nice bit of set aside this time. This is all you're doing for the next hour, so you might as well just relax and enjoy it. I loved it. It was great. And the story is really, really good. So the next book that we're going to be reading together, should you wish to join us, is The Lace Reader by Brunonia Berry. Again, I'll show you the cover. Now, Letitia sent me a message this morning and she said, do you think we should do this every other month instead of once a month? Maybe we should do it every other month. So that's still something that's up for discussion, because I know that lots of people are at home with lots of time on their hands. We have to remember that we do also still have lots of friends who are, you know, essential workers and who do still work from home and might not have as much time as others. And so perhaps going every other month might be something to consider. Open for thoughts and suggestions on what you guys think. Head on over to the Facebook group, Cross Stitchers Who Like to Read. Information's in the drop down box below, and we can, you know, we can chat about it. So, but I'm looking forward to Saturday. I believe the time has been changed to 10 a.m. instead of Eastern Standard Time, instead of noon Eastern Standard Time, to allow for our friends who are in completely different time zones, where maybe that's very, very late at night for them. Noon is you know, lots of people over the pond will be in bed already. So I think Letitia had suggested 10 a.m. So again, all the details will be on the Facebook group. And I'm really looking forward to the discussion, because I know that I can finish this book in time. I will finish this book in time. I will. And you know, it's not feeling like a chore. My mother is so funny. She left me a comment yesterday. Do you remember I told you yesterday that when I used to put off doing my homework, I'd hide a novel in my top right-hand drawer of my desk and I'd sneak reading it. And then I happened to mention that I had dishes still to do in my kitchen. My mother said I should hide the book in the kitchen and pretend like I'm doing the dishes. And maybe that way I would get my book read. Thanks, Mom. That's a great idea, actually. And maybe I'll take, I think I might take your advice. I think I'll go and pretend to do the dishes now. I might pretend to vacuum too. Then I will feel really productive. Anyways, whoops, sorry, jiggled the table. I honestly thought today's video was gonna be 5 minutes long. Clearly it's not. I'm looking at the timestamp, 23 minutes. So once again, I love talking to you guys. Thank you so much for visiting with me every day. This is really, it's helping me have something to focus on every day. It's helping me stay positive. It's been a great bit of positivity to my daily life around here, and I thank you for that. So I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. The last few weeks I've been doing a Toss the Stash video on Thursday, so just a heads up, if those kinds of videos aren't your thing, I'm going to pull out another drawer from my tickle trunk over there, and I'm going to go through a few of the stash charts that have been sitting waiting for me to look at and appreciate all over again. So that's going to be tomorrow's video, and I look forward to seeing you then. So take care, happy stitching,